All right, Scott. Big victory tonight against Gabe Ruediger. You know, going into this fight, interviewing, you were saying that you're going to be the best boxer he would go up against, and he respected it. He said it was a bold statement. Do you think, though, going into this fight, maybe he was a little bit too confident?
I don't know if he was too confident, but there's no doubt, there's no way that he could know that I'm as good as I was going to be. My record isn't great, and it's actually wrong on Sherdog, by the way, but it really isn't good. But I train with such high-level people, and with these little gloves, I know I can knock out anybody. Anybody can get knocked out, but I know I punch hard.
You said that the records are wrong. After this fight, what is your record?
Well, technically, my official pro record is now it's 5-5. But I have 3 fights that don't even show up, and they're all victories. So, you know, honestly, I don't even care. Records in MMA are misleading, and some of the decisions, I have a couple of decisions where my opponents actually apologized to me after the fight. But everybody loses in MMA, and you never know what judges are looking for. That's why you're supposed to end the fight.
All right, the rounds went 2. Walk us through the first round.
Well, the first round, I was just trying to gauge the distance. I landed a good straight left, but I extended a little too much. And unfortunately for me, right when I got the distance, I got my footing off and ended up falling into the cage and almost kind of took myself down. And we spent a minute with him on my back in his world. So really, we only stood for a minute. And you see the results. So, but I kind of like it that it played out that way because he's a high-level guy. We spent 4 minutes in his world, and you know, I was like, okay, I don't know if they had audio. I was like, don't get tired, don't get tired. But I did promise I would not tap to a choke, and I'm not getting choked. You can just put me to sleep.
When with that first round, do you think that it wore down his energy, having to hold you down because you weren't going to tap out?
Well, I could hear him breathing a little bit harder, but it wasn't so much his wind. It was that he had a body triangle on me. And anybody who rolls jiu-jitsu, he had a body triangle for a good 3-4 minutes. That burns out your legs. That makes your legs heavy, and that limits your movement. Now, I knew, myself and my camp knew that I already had better lateral movement. So I knew going into the second round that if I could weather the storm, it was going to take him a few minutes, that he was going to be slower to start the second round. So they were like, okay, hey, get that foot outside and throw the straight left and go for the knockout right now. So it kind of worked to his disadvantage to hold that position that long. But that's how it goes.
There's a lot of people rooting for Gabe for this fight. Did you feed off of that because you wanted to prove them wrong, that you were being the underdog, you can take him on?
Well, I'm rebellious by nature. My mother will tell you that. I've been that way all my life, but you can probably tell I'm really relaxed. I'm actually sometimes more relaxed than you should be, even in the cage, but in those situations, that's where it helps me. But I frankly don't care. Unless they're going to get in and they're going to jump me, I don't care what they say. The more they cheer against me, the more it's like, okay, whatever. It doesn't bother me either way. I drove up here by myself.
Well, you finished it well in the second round. How does it feel right now?
Well, it's a really good quality victory. He's a very well-rounded, seasoned fighter with a lot of victories. He's been in the big show a few times. He's fought everybody. It just kind of vindicates the hard work, the training, the sacrifice more from my family than myself. I recently, last week, my first basketball coach passed away. And he was always somebody to say, hey, you better do your best all the time. That's Bob Stanton. I'm going to make sure I mention his name. It's just the process for me. I'm not supposed to be able to do this, and especially at a high level at my age. You know, people go, you have a bachelor's degree and a teacher credential and a law degree, and you're fighting people. It's like, well, it's fun. I'm good at it, and I enjoy it. So it's just kind of it's a culmination of all the people that supported me, all the people who helped me get ready, my family at home that supports me, and carrying my last name that I have across my back, because my father set a good example for me. So it's just kind of showing who you are and where you came from.
Well, Scott, we'll definitely remember you, especially after this fight. Going up against Gabe Ruediger, you really showed him who's boss in the ring, and I commend you for it.
Well, thanks. It was a good fight. It was fun.
All right, well, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.